Denver police are no longer allowed to shoot at moving vehicles unless there is a threat from a weapon other than the vehicle itself. This policy change comes a week after the Denver DA decided not to file charges against the officer who shot and killed 17-year-old Jessica Hernandez. 9's reporter Ryan Hare is at the rally with the Hernandez family supporters. And Ryan, they wish this policy had been in place a lot sooner, obviously.
Right, Mark. You know, obviously, that Hernandez was driving a stolen vehicle when she was shot and killed back in January by that Denver police officer. That officer believed he was in danger, but Hernandez was unarmed. So the people who are out here protesting today are wondering if this new policy could have kept her alive. It's a policy change months in the making.
After looking at the last 4 incidents we had where officers were forced to use a service weapon shooting into vehicles, I felt that it was really necessary for us to bump up our review of our use of force policy as relates to shooting to vehicles.
Denver Police Chief Robert White is already getting flack for the change, and he expected that.
It went from being encouraged to being directive, and that's a pretty significant difference.
The Denver Police Protection Association president gave a statement to 9 News. He said this policy sets police up for failure and that it's a knee-jerk reaction.
Obviously, they've been greatly misinformed.
Chief White says that he's closely looked at 30 to 40 other departments across the country with similar policies. He believes this is best for everyone's safety.
Statistics have shown that number one, it's very seldom that's really effective. And number two, you end up putting innocent individuals in harm's way.
The Hernandez family and their attorney couldn't agree more.
Shooting into vehicles filled with teenagers is an unacceptable practice.
Qusayr Mohammadbai was disappointed but not surprised by the decision not to charge the officer who shot and killed Hernandez. But he does feel the department is moving in the right direction with this policy change.
Had this current policy been in place in January of 2015 when Jessie Hernandez was killed, she would be alive today.
Chief White says the new policy is in part a response to concerns from the community.
Part of our responsibility as administrators is to make sure that we're changing along with the demands that the community are making, assuming that those demands are reasonable.
Now we're back out here live at Broadway and Colfax, where this protest has been going on for about an hour now. Along with this policy change, and this is a big deal, Mark, is some additional training for officers. This is going to be training to try to prevent them from being in the front of cars, get out of the way instead of engaging the car with a weapon. Of course, this is all on a case-by-case basis. They do that when they can. The chief would not comment on how this policy would have changed the 4 shootings by Denver police officers at cars in the last 7 months. Those are all still under investigation.
Ryan Hare reporting live from Colfax and Broadway.